Hello, welcome to my name is Roy Leon. I'll be presenting my project for your appliances. My project, the main summary will be that it's a distribution center where we can search, add, edit, and keep different information. We would keep the store information, the appliances information, the color, item description, the store location, the store name, and stuff like that. Okay, we'll go ahead and start off by clicking on the search button and we'll take us into the search function. Here we can go ahead and enter our item ID from our appliance table. Now let's start off by entering 1011. We click the search button and it'll pull up the information, as you can tell. 1011, the description info is cured. The store name is 2010. And the promotion code is 10% off. This here works perfectly. Now we'll try one more time. We'll try our clear button and it clears perfect. Now let's try 1016. On 1016 here, we can tell that it goes Kenmore, Agency. The store is 2070, and our promotion info is 10 special. Now let's try one more time just to make sure we got it working, and we'll do 1039. Here we have the Honeywell Overheat. The store is 5,000, and the promotion is $5 off. Now here, Honeywell 5,000, the stores, and the promotion code is $5 off. Now we'll click on main menu. We'll go back to our main menu, and we'll click on our ad. For here, we're going to add into our item description table. Let's take a look here. In our item description table, we'll type out our first thing would be our description. We'll go ahead and go with a small appliance. Classification would be for, let's say it's the laundry room. Additional information, we'll just do test 3 for this project. And the color will be blue. And for fragile, we'll go ahead and put no. And then we'll insert it. And it worked perfectly since now we didn't get an error and it went through it. Now let's try one more time. Or let's double check our table actually to see, make sure it went through. So what do? We did a small appliance, laundry room, test 3, blue, and no fragile. So we can tell there directly that it went through. Now let's try one more time. But this time, let's see what we can get. So description, we'll do the same thing, small appliance. We'll do laundry room. Sorry. We'll do test 4, just so we can keep count. And color will go for red. But on fragile, instead of putting a character, we'll go ahead and put the whole word for yes. And that's what we get. And we get error occurred while attempting to add a new record. And why is that? Because our columns are specified to be only one char. So that's how we get the error that we see right there. If we fix this here and change it to Y, and then click insert, that'll work perfectly. Now let's just double check. Should be 36 or 37, sorry. And here we go. Small appliance, laundry room, test 4, red, and it's working. Alright. Now, we'll go ahead and go into our main menu. And we'll go into our edit button. So that brings us to our editing function. For edit, we'll be using item description. We'll be using the same one. So let's try to do this here. For item ID, we'll click on the search button. It'll pop up a little option window. And then our input window, sorry. And then let's enter an item ID. We'll do 35. Okay. And it'll pop us up to this function here. So let's say we're going to edit out. So we'll go ahead and just switch this to test 6. Change blue to red. And fragile to yes. And then we'll save it. And the buttons when did it out and it went through. Now let's just double check. We edited 35. So 35, laundry room, test 6, which is what we changed, color what we changed, and Y. So that worked perfectly. Now let's try it one more time. We'll just search and we'll go to the same one, 35. But instead of doing the whole, the Y only, we'll do it the whole word. So we'll do yes. And then we'll save it here. And we see here that an error occurred while attempting to add a new record. And that is exactly why, because for the same reason we did earlier. We got the same error before because fragile is a char and it only takes one character. So that's why we got the error. If we fix this to Y, we save it, it'll go through immediately. So now we can go back to the main menu. We can do any type of thing we want here. So our search, our add, edit, or our exit button, which exits at our location. Now let's go ahead and talk about our code. Here we'll start off by going to our main function. On main, we'll view our code. We have it very simple. Here on main, if we click the button search, it shows the form function and it hides our main function. It'll do the same thing for our button add appliance button, which is the add appliance. It'll show our appliance function and it will hide our main function. On the button edit appliance, it'll do the same thing. Our form edit appliance will show and it will hide our our main form. And when we click the button, it'll close out the application. Now, let's go and open up let's go with search. Our search appliance, we'll go ahead and see here that we have a title. We have a label with the title. We have different labels for the names. On here, we have different text boxes and 3 buttons. Our main menu, search, and clear. So let's go ahead and view the code. On here, we put our import function that imports our accessors to the whole database and imports the functions for itself. Without this here, we won't be able to use any of the Oracle connection or Oracle command variables. So let's go ahead and see here. For public class form search, we declare our string, and this is our connection string to the server itself. We do data source, CSNet Southside College, port 1521. We have our username and our password, and our need connection, which we input to our ORDB, which is our string. Now let's take a look. If we click on our button clear, it'll clear out all our text boxes and put our focus back into the main one, which is text item ID. Now, if we do for our form search load, well, where that means it auto starts, that'll be our text ID.focus. It puts focus into the text box so we can start typing immediately. Now our button search, we go ahead and declare a string for our item, declare a string for our store, and we declare a string for a promo, and we declare them empty. Here we go ahead and open our connection, and then we go ahead and declare SQL1 as string, and we input all this information will be our SQL command. So we have here select description info, stores, promotion code from a P appliance where item ID equals the text box. And then we go ahead and go to declare a new Oracle command, which is CMD1 in this case. And we'll go ahead and input the SQL string into our connection. And here we're going to be saying that our CMD1.command text equals our string, our SQL, which was our search. And then we'll do some MD1 command type equals command type.text, and then we'll declare our data reader. This will help us read the data that's already on our table. While dr.read is not empty, and if not, dr value is 0 is not empty as well, then we can go here. str item equals the first column, which in this case would be, not the first column, but our first selector, which in this case will be the description info. So description info is going to be saved into the str item. Our dr get M32 first will be stores, and it'll be saved into str store, whichever string. And then here we can see that the promotion code will be saved into our str promo. And then we end our loop. And now we set our text boxes to equal the variables that we have declared. So label description.text equals str item, which will carry the description info. LBO store n.text equals str store, which will be the store. And LBO promo n text equals str promo, which are promoted. Now here we call this our connection. We do our text item ID focus, so it brings focus to our first text box, and we add our sub. Our button main menu, we show our main font, and we close this font. Now let's go to our edit appliance. For our edit appliance, we have our connected string, same as the other one, and we declare a string here for where we're going to put our input info. Now here we'll go ahead and search our button save edit. I'm sorry, we'll start off with our search appliance since it's easier. So what we'll do is we're going to make sure an input box pops up and ask for the user to enter the item ID. And then it stores it into str item ID, which is a string for item ID. We do a connection open. And then we'll go ahead and go here and declare our string for the SQL command, which is select item ID, description of items, classification item, additional information, color, fragile, from PM description, where item ID equals our variable that we have from the input box. And then we'll declare our command to be a CMD1, that's going to input the SQL string, and our connection. So that means it connects our database. And then we'll go ahead and do another DDR as Oracle data reader. So we'll have the execute reader, so it gets information from our database. If get value 0 is not null, then we'll go ahead and do this. So the text item ID equals our first column, which would be our select item ID. Text description.text equals description of items. Text classification equals classification item. Text additional text equals additional information. Text color will be color, and text fragile will be our fragile. And then we go ahead and enable the text boxes so they can be edited. And then we close our connection and we focus on our first one. Now we go back to our save edit. On our save edit here, we'll declare our integers with the item ID. We declare our strings. So our item ID, SR description, SR kitchen, SR additional, SR color, and SR fragile. And then we do a try to catch any errors. We go ahead and convert whatever is into the box, whatever's in the box, into string in this case, and we put them on item ID. In this case, we'll do CR string, and we connect it into a description. Our CR classification, into here, and then we go ahead and save it. Now we do is we create a new SQL command, we save it as string, and we'll go ahead and update item description items, and this is our update function. Our update statement, I'm sorry. And then we go ahead and put the SQL2 the statement into our SMD Oracle command. We do our connection open, and then we add item. So we do the same cmd.parameters.add, and this will add the information, but what we are going to make sure is that our identifiers right here are the same ones we used. So item equals item ID, descript equals description of items, class equals classification items, additional information equals ADDC, color equals color, fragile equals fragile, and we have a parameter here for our search. And then we enter our command type, we execute, and then we go ahead and put the values into here. So this way, our text item.text equals str item ID. So we have it there. Since this is inputted from the input box and not set up in our search appliances. We go ahead and empty out the text boxes, make sure that it works, and we'll put our text boxes to false so we won't be able to edit them, so they'll be dated out. And we'll have to search again in order for it to be shown. Now we'll go ahead and go into our appliance function. We'll view our code. And here we have our similar connection. We have our button insert. We have our strings all classified, declared. So we have enter item, it's your description, it's your kitchen, it's your additional, it's your color, it's your fragile, it's your sequence. Now we have a try button here. As your description, you go CSTR. Description text, it's your kitchen, it's your additional, it's your color, it's your fragile, it's your sequence, and connection.open. We'll go ahead and put our command here for the SMD Oracle command. We have our string here because it's going to be inputted right here. Now here we did insert into, and I did a sequence, so I get the next value, and it inputs it automatically. And then we have our script, classification, additional, color, fragile. Well, this will input into our P item desk. So here we see that it's going to go ahead and put whatever's in the STR description, which is our text box, will be inserted into here. STR kitchen will be doing classification. STR additional will be additional. STR color will be our color. STR fragile will be our fragile. And then we execute our command. We empty out our text boxes. And then we have here our catch just in case there's an error. We'll show us an error box with the error that says error occur while attempting. And then finally, we go ahead and close our connection and we put folks in our share description. For our private sub, we have our button main menu and our form add appliance. Now this concludes my whole video. I hope you guys had a good time and you were able to follow along. For any questions, please go ahead and let me know, and have a good day. I just wanted to add a little bit more. For me, the hardest thing to do was figuring out how to do a sequence file, since it's not shown on the example. I really didn't want the user to be messing around with the item ID, since that they might put multiple or not unique IDs. So finding out how to do the sequence was the hardest thing for me. What I enjoyed doing is I enjoyed seeing how the databases were implemented into a program that can be user-friendly and can be used by different users. Um, this is very interesting for me because sometimes the user doesn't know how to use SQL databases and things like that, and how them do them for them. It implies everything much more simple. What I would do differently for this one, for basic search and add and edit function a program, I feel I'm confident. I'm happy enough with this one. But if it was like a different project where I'll be doing other things, I would of course add other functionalities, see if the user can have drop down menus and stuff like that. That's what I would enjoy to do. And that's my program. Thank you very much and have a good day.